The Bridge of Blood, a story told on the road home. The Zambe family was on a road trip, heading home to their village for the first time in years. Inside the car, Mr. and Mrs. Zambe are in front, with their kids Adelna and Chibi in the back. A spark of wonder. Wow, this bridge is so beautiful! Adelna gasped as the Omu Bridge came into view. The golden bridge arches over the mighty river, glowing under sunset. Adelna's face lights up in awe. How did they even build something so perfect? Chibi asked, tablet in hand. Chibi tilts the screen toward his dad, who glances in the rearview mirror and smiles. Let me tell you a story. Mr. Zambi smiled. Put the tablet away, Chibi. Let me tell you the real story of how this bridge was built. The curse of the Omu River. Long ago, in the heart of Africa, a river refused to be crossed. Every time the people tried to build a bridge, the river rose and swallowed it whole. Workers trying to build, waves crashing, materials sinking, people watching in despair. The elders revealed the truth. Beneath the Omu River slept Azugor, a demon of blood and bone, demanding a soul for every pillar raised. Across the river was Okudiba, a city of light, growth, and healing. But no one could reach it. A glowing city on the horizon, villagers look across the water with longing. A dark tradition begins. To finish the bridge, the people began sacrificing the forgotten, orphans, beggars, the voiceless. A hidden ritual at night, a shadowy altar, faces turned away in shame. But then came Kalechi, a boy abandoned at birth, raised by a prophetess in the forest. He heard the spirit in wind and fire, the vision. One night, a vision came. A lamb stood where the bridge should be, and a shadow screamed behind it, chained beneath the river. You are not rejected, the spirit told him. You are chosen. Go and set the land free. Standing against fear, Kalechi returned as a new sacrifice was chosen, a mute girl named Zena. He stepped between her and death. Kalechi raising Zena in his hand. Villagers shocked. This curse can be broken, Kalechi cried. Not with blood, but with faith. That night, as the ceremony began, a storm tore through the sky. Kalechi stood and prayed. Azugor rises. Towering over the bridge, villagers screaming in fear. Kalechi stood firm. No more blood will feed you. I have been accepted by the one who cannot be denied. A beam of light pierces the sky. Chains descend. Azugor is pulled down in divine fire. Kalechi collapsed, weak but victorious. The people rejoiced. No soul is too forgotten for God to use. Villagers surrounding Kalechi. Zena holds his hand. The prophetess looks on with tears. A new dawn. By morning, the river was calm. The bridge stood tall, clean, and whole, stretching from the village to Okudiba. Peaceful sunrise. Villagers crossing the new bridge, joy on their faces. Mr. Zambe finished the story. The Zambe family reached the middle of the bridge, rolling across the bridge. Kids silent, reflecting. Okudiba glows ahead. So, this is the bridge Kalechi built? Adelna asked soft. Yes, her mummy replied. Built not by machines, but by courage, faith, and mercy. Chibi and Adelna asked, where is Kalechi now? Is he still alive? But that was not the end of Kalechi's journey, Mr. Zambe said. After the fall of Azugor, the boy who once had no name became known across the lands as a prophet of the Most High. With every village he entered, chains broke, not just of demons, but of fear, of hate, of hopelessness. He walked barefoot, carrying no riches, yet kings bowed to hear him speak. He healed the sick, lifted the forgotten, and reminded the powerful that mercy is greater than sacrifice. People traveled for days just to touch his worn mantle or hear him whisper a prayer. Years passed. Decades turned. Kalechi raised many prophets, men and women who saw visions, heard the Spirit, and walked in great power. They spread across the land, delivering communities, breaking curses, and continuing the work he began. Now very old, Kalechi lives in a great prayer ranch, a sanctuary of peace and power. People come from cities and villages, across rivers and borders, just to encounter the God who once spoke to a rejected boy in the fire. And though his hands are weak, his eyes still burn with that same flame from long ago. They call him the bridge keeper, not just of stone, but of hope. Mr. Zambe finished the story just as the family reached the middle of the bridge. The river below shimmered with golden reflections, and Okudiba glowed softly in the distance. The kids were silent, their eyes wide with wonder, thoughts swimming through their minds like the current beneath them. For a moment, no one said anything. Then Chibi leaned forward between the seats. Dad, can we visit Kalechi's prayer ground? He asked, eyes bright. Is it far from our village? And is the prophetess still alive? Adelna added quickly, clutching the edge of her seat. The one who raised Kalechi? Mr. Zambe glanced at his wife and smiled, then looked at the rearview mirror, meeting their curious eyes. A journey of their own. Yes, he said slowly. Kalechi's prayer ground is not too far now. It's hidden in the hills beyond Okudiba, near the edge of the old forest. People say it's the quietest place on earth. No one speaks loudly there. Only prayers rise like smoke in the wind. And the prophetess? Adelna pressed, voice hopeful. Mr. Zambe's expression softened. She has passed on, child. She went home to the spirit many years ago, long before Kalechi became known across the lands. But her legacy lives on in him and in the many prophets he raised. Mrs. Zambe turned slightly, smiling at the kids. We can go after we visit the village, but only if you're ready. You don't visit Kalechi's ground like a tourist. You go there with a heart ready to listen. Adelna and Chibi exchanged glances, part excitement, part nervousness. But both nodded. We're ready, they said together. As the bridge rolled beneath their wheels and the light of Okudiba bathed their car in warm hues, a new story was beginning. Not just about a prophet long ago, but about two children chasing wonder and a family walking towards something deeper than they ever imagined.